Welcome to Meru National Park, a land where rivers carve stories, where the wind carries secrets older than memory. Here, survival is art, patience is power, and every step, human or wild, is measured by the heartbeat of the land. Meru spans over 870 square kilometers of untamed beauty. But it doesn't stand alone. Nature ignores borders. Kora, Bisanadi and Mwingi all pulse as one. And the Tana River, a spine, a lifeline, a living boundary for all.
They say water is life. And here in Meru National Park, the life clearly is in plenty. 13 rivers carve their way through this barren landscape, creating an oasis like none other. And chief among those rivers is this. You can call it the Galana. It's a river known by many names, but here it is the mighty Tana River. This river is full of crocodiles, hippos, a variety of fish, and supports an unbelievable diversity of life, from birds to reptiles to fish to herbivores and the carnivores, and it really serves as the lifeblood of this park.
Smaller rivers like Makutano, Bwathirungi, Mutundu and others weave like veins, sustaining life quietly, unseen but essential.
Meru National Park is a scenic landscape, usually labeled a wilderness landscape, which is situated at the eastern foot slopes of Mount Kenya. Yeah, it's basically 870 square kilometers, or rather 87,000 hectares. If you convert into acres, around 215,000 acres is quite a big landscape. And in the landscape, it's not just Meru. Meru is only situated within Meru County, but again, it's a contiguous landscape that is joined together with Bisanadi National Reserve on the north of the park. We also have Kora National Park that lies to the east and southeast of the park, just joined by a bridge, the Adamson's Bridge. We equally have this Mwingi National Reserve to the southeastern part of Meru National Park. So basically, the entire landscape is about 4,008 square kilometers. It's really a big landscape, always considered as the second largest landscape after Tsavo National Park.
Meru is home to Kenya's Special 5. Species whose elegance and rarity mark them as jewels of the savannah. First is Grevy's zebra, with narrower stripes and inquisitive eyes. Next is the Somali ostrich, tall and blue-legged. Then we have the reticulated giraffe, whose nature's mosaic patterns are sharper than fingerprints. And the Besa oryx, whose horns are like spears, a ghost in the grass. Then we have the gerino, slender and upright, a browser, a ballerina on stilts, reaching impossibly for leaves. Dawn, a giraffe glides across a pink horizon. A subtle rhythm emerges. Quiet observation, poised grace, survival in every gesture. Life here is a delicate choreography. Spruce lives in tension. Hippos and crocodiles share pools. Predators and prey negotiate silently. Every moment counts. Every heartbeat is an equation of survival. Here, armored giants roam again. Black and white rhinos. Prehistoric, majestic, irreplaceable. In this sanctuary, time folds backward. The giants of old walk again. The ghosts of the past promises for the future. Meru has known near collapse. In the 80s and 90s, poachers ruled. Rhinos were slaughtered. Elephants were butchered. The bush bled. Then a quiet war began. Rangers, NGOs, resolve. Elephants returned. Rhinos rebounded. The land healed slowly.
History states that in the 70s there was a lot of poaching. In 70s, between 1975 to around 86, we had elephants poached to great numbers. Numbers reduced from 3,500 to mere 200 elephants. And I think by 1989, all the rhinos, Meru used to have predominantly black rhinos, and they were poached and decimated from about 200 individuals to merely one. The park was overrun then by shifter. This is in 1970s until 1989 when Kenya Wildlife Service was established. The reason for establishing the organization is after the ban that was introduced by the late Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, which saw the need to introduce an organization to be able to manage this wildlife heritage well. And then with that and the executive orders that were given, there was need to contain the poaching incidences within all the national parks in the country. With the introduction of Kenya Wildlife Service, there employment of human resource with enough capacity to manage parks. There was the force modernization, which included procurement and acquisition of new equipment, moribund weapons to semi-automatic rifles. We needed to match with the poachers. Now you use what the poacher has so that you can win the poacher. So initially we used the sport guns, and then it was important for us to be able to reduce these poaching incidences. We had also the infrastructure developed. Roads, we did not have good roads then, but with government working together with USAID, we had the World Bank, we had several other organizations that helped fund the process that led to the reintroduction of wildlife species, from antelopes to zebras to lions. This was done in 2002, the first largest single mass translocation of animals from Naivasha, from Nairobi National Park, from Lake Nakuru to this park, including the rhinos. This was done in 2002. Yeah, because you see, then we realized there was the need to have a sanctuary because the rhinos were reduced to only one, and it was important to protect these animals. And there was the introduction of and the construction of the rhino sanctuary for intensive protection of these animals. Later, there was the need to work with the community because poachers are just people who live with the community. It was important to work with the community. There were a lot of CSR activities that were taken to the community, and through winning community support and goodwill, we were able to know who really were these poachers, and we were able to neutralize the situation. And currently we can really enjoy working cordially with the community to make sure that the habitat and the wildlife are preserved to the level that the country desires, and monitor these, we call the cats, the carnivore numbers, their habitats, their movements, their distribution. Currently, we can gladly say we have 95 plus lions. These are lions that are 1 year and above, so not counting the cubs. So besides the lions, as at that census of 2020, we were able to count 986 elephants within now the landscape, that is Meru Conservation Area. which is basically Meru National Park, Kora National Park, Bisanadi, and Mwingi National Reserves. Yeah, giraffes, they were about 700 within the ecosystem. We had about...
These are the reticulated ones.
Reticulated giraffes. We don't have other species of giraffes. We'd not be able to get a good count of the leopards because they're a bit elusive. But rhinos have been growing in good numbers. We cannot complain. Then we can also mention now the herbivores, the buffaloes. They are close to 2,500. Zebras are more than 3,000. So we can basically say the habitat has been doing well. Yeah. Considering Meru has about 14 rivers that run through the park that come from the Nyambene Hills, during dry season we usually face it rough. These rivers run dry at a point where we have only 4 rivers running through the park. This has an impact on wildlife and their habitats within the park, especially the aquatic wildlife. We've also had, during the dry seasons, a lot of human activities, including burning of land in preparation for farming. Some of these fires cross into the park, and sometimes they are very devastating. They would burn acres and acres. I remember in 2002 we lost about 4.5 square kilometers of vegetation within the park just because of human activities outside. Again, climate change has really affected our neighbors. I remember most of our neighbors from the northern landscape are pastoralists, and at times the landscape outside has been severely degraded. So the only now haven for pasture and water is within the parks. So we get a lot of influx of animals from areas like Moyale and Marsabit, areas from Garissa, and these animals will come to the peripheries of the park. If we are not careful, we'll find all the animals inside the park. So you can imagine push and pull, trying to chase them, trying to enforce the law, and the livestock are dying out of lack of pasture. So I remember in 2021, 2022, when the former president declared drought as a national disaster, it was really tough for the national parks. But currently we can say we are managing, but climate change has a devastating effect, especially when it hardly rains in these areas. It only rains up on the highlands. It never rains here. So we really have, again, grass not growing as expected. Seeding, currently we have an issue when we have seeds, grass seeds falling down, and then we do not have regeneration. Like before, we have some areas in the park where we do not have vegetation growing as expected. Now we have the issue of population growth and a lot of conversion of land outside. Remember Meru National Park, Kora, we have animals, especially the elephants, that do migrate to Shaba. And these are some of the areas we call migratory corridors. Some of the routes we call corridors are community lands, individually owned pieces of land. So the future of these corridors depends on our collaboration with the county government and the community. That is something that is a task that is ahead of us. Besides that, the future for Meru is big because all the animals that will be found in a conservation landscape like Masai Mara, Meru has. Whatever you want to find in Samburu, Meru still has. Whatever you might lack in Amboseli, Meru has. So once we have the facilities, and currently we are working on improving the infrastructure, especially tourist circuits. I want to believe in 2-3 months time we'll have been done with the circuits. Now when we get the facilities in place, we'll be good to go. So the future in Meru looks good.
A gnarled, majestic tree at the heart of Meru. The Mwariama tree. History runs deeper still. To many, it is just another baobab tree. But to the Mau Mau, it was a post office, a hideout, hope. General Mwariama, the legend of the resistance, used this tree to outfox the British. His name means truth teller.
We are in the southern part of the park, Meru National Park, and this is one of the historic sites that we are preserving. This is called Mariama tree, and it was named after one of the Mau Mau fighters in the region. And where we are is a cave that acts as a post office, or where they used to communicate between the Kamba, Meru, and the Tharaka people through Mariama. So you can see the hole. The tree is big enough, can carry more than 10 people. So we've been told that the ladies used to bring food when the men are out there. Then they left the written papers here, so that's how they used to communicate. I believe the tree, we have a number of trees in the park, and they grow over 100 years. So we have this one in Meru National Park, as well as we are preserving them all over the country. Because when you go to Aberdare National Park, you'll find Leonard Kimadi Post Office, serve the same purpose as this one. When you go to Mount Elgon, you'll find several caves, among others in the country.
I mean, a hollowed out area inside a gigantic and ancient baobab tree. It is known as the Mariama tree, and of course named after the famous Mau Mau leader who at one point made this place his hideout. In a tale lost through the mists of time, it is said that the general and a section of about 10 fighters made a refuge here and would receive some support and succor, as well as messages from women from the nearby communities. Throughout the mists of time, this beautiful, magnificent tree has been a refuge for many. Long after its martial history was faded away, it has been used by perhaps maybe the original inhabitants, a species of bats that have made this 7-meter-high dome as their home. And indeed, they're the ones who occupy this place right now. I'm told by the rangers that at some point, this was home to a particularly notorious leopard. And throughout the history of this particular tree, which grows through hundreds of years, it has been home to a number of inhabitants, including a massive, massive snake. And sometimes the rangers on patrol do take refuge here. See, throughout the stories of time, the wars of humanity and the necessities of human living, this tree stands. And who knows, it might just outlive all of us.
Here, history sleeps in bark and roots. General Mariama used this tree to outsmart the colonial forces, a testament that even in resistance, patience and cunning prevail. Meru straddles the equator. Seasons flip, stars spin, and wildlife adapts. According to the warden, patrolling here is different. Animals read the sun and the stars differently. Migration, predator patterns, everything shifts.
Besides the Big Five, Meru National Park has the ecotone effect. Ecotone, I mean, we have the equator crossing the park at some point, where we have some of the wildlife species that never get to cross south of the equator, but still found within the park. It makes it unique in a way that a visitor who desires to see the Special Five will not necessarily need to go to other areas where they can only find the Special Five. They can find both the Big Five and the Special Five within the park. So this makes it unique. I don't know whether I need to mention the Special Five, because basically everyone knows the Big Five. Playing with the gravy zebras, the reticulated giraffes, Besa oryx, the Somali ostrich, and the gerenuk. These animals are basically found in the northern hemisphere. You cannot find them in the southern hemisphere.
Did you know that the Tana River can change its course by several meters in a single rainy season? It is nature's own shapeshifter, rewriting boundaries and creating new islands for wildlife to explore. Did you know that the reticulated giraffe's patches are as unique as fingerprints? Scientists can identify individuals from the air just by looking at their patterns. Did you know that hippos share rivers with crocodiles, yet they rarely fight? They live in a tense peace, a strange democracy where survival balances on mutual tolerance. And did you know that Meru is one of the few places in Kenya where all 5 of its special 5 roam in the same park? From the gravy zebra to the elegant geronuk, this is a biodiversity jackpot. Twilight. The savannah hums with life. Meru endures not because it was broken, but because it refused to stay broken. Here, the wild survives, history whispers, and every dawn is a promise that life, no matter how threatened, will always find a way.
Porini.